Hey there Painted Lovies, Jonathan Mendes, Painted Love, and welcome to my channel. It's been a little while since I've been here on my YouTube channel. I'm going to explain one or two reasons why I haven't been present. One of which is, if you've been a long-time viewer of my channel, you will know that my studio is like an old coach house in the garden. It has two large wooden barn doors which let all of the cold into the studio. It's just like working out in the garden in the middle of winter. And I also have one single door, which is my main entrance, which is again wooden with lots of draft coming through. So I've been meaning to tackle that space for a long time to make it really airtight and cozy for me to work all the way through the winter months. And I've been meaning to do it for the last 2 years and it just hasn't happened. But I'm on the case. I found a door for the entrance, which is a composite door with double glazing in. It's going to let some natural light through because there's no windows. The barn style doors, I'm going to look for a second-hand double glazed window unit so I can build a framework around it, insulate it, and should I want extra light in the winter, I can open the barn doors from the outside. So I have good light for filming the tutorial. So that's one of the reasons I've got the door. I finally got the door and I paid £30 for it. So it's gonna fit, I'm gonna make it fit over the Christmas period. I'm gonna take some time to work on the studio, give it a bit of a makeover. So that's one thing. The other thing is I've been catching up on interior projects, things in the house, putting the Christmas decorations up, as you can see behind me, which has led me to think that a couple of the pieces in the house need a bit of a refresh, a change of colour, one of which is this island. I love this colour, it's a colour mix, it's Furl and Amsterdam Green, Annie Sloan, but it looks great in the summer, but I want to go for a bit more of a wintry vibe in the kitchen, so I'm going to go for Annie Sloan Olive. The reason I'm using Annie's paint is because, excuse me, is because it will paint straight over the wax. So we're going to go in. This is had, it will be its, so we had the original, which was a terracotta colour. Then I went a bit brighter. I went with paprika and then this colour. So it's 3 coats of paint. It's going to have 4. I will be slightly sanding it, the edges, just in case there's any really build up of paint so it doesn't chip off, but it's been good so far. The other thing that I've been up to is I've been filming for Iron Orchid Design. I've been creating some smaller projects, some craft projects for them. I'm not sure when that video is going to go live, but it is a Christmas video, so it should be within the next 2 weeks at least. If it already goes live before this video, I will link it into the description box, and if you're watching it a little late, this video, it will be linked into the description box. 3 beautiful projects there. I love them and they're very festive, but they could be used all year round. So that is it. Oh, the other thing, I've been out this morning and I've been thrift shopping this morning for some Christmas gifts, some ideas. I'm going to show you what I picked up from my little thrift shopping trip. I didn't film anything while I was out, but I'll show you what items I've bought a little later on. But now time to do some painting work. So I'm going to clean up this and paint this, and I've got a few Christmassy things to do in the house, so I'm going to take you on the journey. whilst I wait for the olive paint to dry on the kitchen island, I'm going to turn my attention to the kitchen stools. So these have been painted lots of different colours. At the moment it's kind of like an earthy terracotta colour. Once the island was the same colour as well, it was a little too much once all of the stools were placed underneath, so I do need a slightly different contrasting colour to go on the stools. But these are going to get a refresh. The orange, for me now, again, it's more of a summery colour, but I think I want that dark, moody, sort of wintry vibe. And I've decided to go in with graphite. I think graphite will work with our stove, which is kind of a graphite colour, and the radiators in the kitchen. So I'm going to go graphite. I'm not going to sand these down because if it rubs back on the edge, I'm good with that because it's kind of a woody colour. That sort of bit popping through on the edge will be quite nice. The stools, I actually made these quite a while ago. So I made these out of scaffolding boards for the top and a little bit of shop bought wood, but I put them all together quite crudely actually, but they're really sturdy. We use these around the house. If I've ever got to stand on anything, it's one of these stools that I take to do that. So if you'd like to see a tutorial on stool making, I can make stools, and it is a really nice rustic kind of stool. It's kind of based on a Portuguese stool, and I could do you a tutorial. It is really simple. It's just about if you've got a chop saw and with angles on it, it's all about the angles, and it's crudely put together with glue and screws because it was all painted afterwards, but they are a simple make to make. And of course you could make a wider one as a bench. So hit me in the comments if it's something you'd like to see as a tutorial, the whole process of making a stool. I know that you can do it, you're all creative. Just hit me with a comment. Yes please, I'd like to see a stool being made, and then you can paint it any colour that you like. So graphite it is. I've got 4 to do, and this probably will take 2 coats I think, and then we'll have a look at the thrifted items that I got earlier on today. Whilst we're waiting for the paint to dry on the island and the stools, I'm going to share with you the thrifted items that I picked up today when I was out on my travels. So first up, I want to show you a lampshade. Now, I don't think I've ever bought a brand new lampshade. I've always bought lampshades from a charity shop, and I pulled out this one today for a simple reason, because I've had a lamp base that I've had for many years with its shade, and every shade I put on top of it, apart from the one it came with, doesn't suit. So, and it's probably because it's a square shape like this one. And I picked up two of these lamp bases, one slightly smaller, and the reason I bought both of them was because I didn't want to make a mistake on size, and I figured that the smaller one would be right, but I still picked up the other one. Now, these shades cost me just £2 each, and I think that is an absolute steal. I'm not sure that they are the right colour, but I will choose where the lamp goes in the house and then paint the shade, because it's completely fabric, so it can be painted. I'm going to show you the actual lamp. It was a gift from a good friend, which also, interestingly, the good friend, I've been buying some bits and pieces today for her gift for Christmas, so I hope that she's not watching. So this is the lamp base. It is probably antique, and it's been retrofitted into a lamp. It is gorgeous. It's this beautiful Corinthian column. Don't worry, I won't be painting this. I absolutely love how this looks, and it normally sits in this corner behind me in the kitchen, because we have one or two dark wooden tones in the kitchen, one of which is the stair treads on the servants' staircase is dark wood. I have a little dark wood chair in this corner as well, and a cabinet in the corner of the kitchen, which is antique oak as well. So the shade should go on there. I'm not sure it's the right colour, but I'm really happy that I found this today. If I hadn't have gone in there today, I would not have found this. So let me take you through one or two of the other items. Now, I bought, some of these items could be for staging, for my furniture. Probably will end up in the house, because I love them. And this is one of the items that I bought, was this beautiful fluted glass shade. It's kind of cinched in at the top, and originally when I looked at it I thought that's a really wonderful shape, it'd look great with paint on it, but the more I look at it, the more I love it as is. And I think a small bunch of, maybe at this time of year, Christmas florals would look really lovely with a red ribbon tied as a bow around the glass base. I think could look absolutely stunning. So again, that was £2, absolute steal. The other thing that I wanted to show you, and these haven't been bought today, so the lamp that normally sits in the corner doesn't anymore, because I found this a couple of weeks ago, this gorgeous lamp base, which is huge, it's really big, kind of terracotta with some gold tones, and it's got this lovely whitewash feel. Again, I won't be painting this. It looks really wonderful in the kitchen space. We've got lots of red brick walls that surround in the garden. So that bringing that earthy terracotta into the kitchen looks really good. And an oversized lamp on a kitchen work surface, I think looks fabulous. Only thing is, this white shade with a foil internal, it is paper, well, cardboard, I think. So this lampshade cannot be painted, because it would probably go all soggy. So I've come up with an idea, which we may do this a little later on, maybe tomorrow. If I find time, I may cover this lampshade. And I pulled out this gorgeous kind of chateau grey, olivey sheer ribbon, and I thought this could look amazing on this white shade, and it should still allow light to pass through. Having saying that, it's got cardboard on the inside, so it won't. But as you can see, if I layer this, I think it could look really amazing, like a pleated shade. So if I use some double-sided tape on the internal part and stretch this over, I think it could look amazing. And it will tie into the kitchen island, which we've just painted in Annie Sloan Olive. So that is one thing. Oh, the other thing, I want to show you this gorgeous book. Now, the book, you may think, why has he got a vintage book in his kitchen? Instead of cookbooks, which we're going to talk cookbooks in a minute. This book, my brother-in-law found in a skip in London, and it is Old English, Volume 1, and he said there was about 12 copies, 1 to 12, and he didn't take them all. and I pleaded with him to go back, and he did, and the skip was gone. So the books went to landfill, and I probably think if we'd had all of the books, they would be worth a lot of money. But just look at some of the plates inside this book. I'm being careful because the book front cover is slightly loose, but there are some amazing plates inside this with colour as well. And the reason I've got this book, he got me this probably about 4 years ago. The reason I've got it in the kitchen, again, for that brown woody tone, and it sits behind the lamp to hide the plug socket and the cable, because I don't like the look of cables on kitchen work surfaces. You could use a chopping board in a kitchen, but this side of the kitchen's kind of a bit cozy, and I think it works really well. So just to slide the book behind with the lamp in front, then it should all look really, really lovely at the end. So speaking of books, I bought some books from the charity shop. These were hardback books, all £2 each. And I bought 3 of these books. In fact, the lamp base that my friend gave me, and it was her mum's, so it was something her mum had had. So it's really, really a lovely thing that I really love because of where it came from. These books I've decided to gift to her for Christmas. I hope that she's not watching. And the idea is, many of my friends, I'm going to do a small hamper. I'm going to pick up some baskets from the charity shop, and I'm going to personalize them to them as individuals. Now, this friend, she loves cooking, so I've bought 3 cookbooks. They're all Jamie Oliver, Jamie's 30-minute meals, and they're all in immaculate condition, and I just thought this would look really wonderful in the hamper. And what I am going to do is I'm going to take the slip covers off, because she's a really stylish person. She will probably stack these in her kitchen. I'm going to remove the dust covers, I'm going to roll them up, and I'm going to put them into a little tube and give them to her after Christmas. She probably won't want the covers. So let me show you how that would look if I take these dust covers off. Each book, they've got lovely sort of matte finishes to them, and if I stack them up like that, you can see again how beautiful that is. It could be on a coffee table with a piece of interior propping. I just think that looks great. The colours are wonderful. In fact, they're so good I want to keep them. At least I could keep those 2 in this kitchen. It looked great. And again, I've got some of this ribbon, maybe in a sort of bright red, maybe a beautiful bright red. And I think the ribbon wrapped around the books with a bow, somehow, I'll do it much neater, in the hamper, with a few other items, such as maybe some nice oils and some spices, some cookery items, maybe a chopping board tucked at the back. I will buy new things. I've also got her a lovely set of candles. She loves her candles, so I will probably put them as a little side item in the Christmas gift. I'm going to do this with a couple of friends. I think they'll really appreciate the thought that's gone into it. So a little Christmas gift idea for you there. So that is my thrifted items. We are going out early in the morning to do some more Christmas shopping, so I'll have to come back to the waxing a little later on. And I do want to show you around the house with some of the Christmas decor that I've done, and maybe do a couple of projects. I've got a table decoration to do, and the lamp, maybe a few other things. So please stick around. I will catch you all tomorrow. So today is probably my final day of catching up with chores around the house before the craziness of Christmas kicks in for a hairdresser. Many of you will probably know that I am a hairdresser 3 days a week, and literally the next 2 weeks I am stacked out. So I've got to get these jobs done. A couple of Christmas decor jobs. The garland for the staircase still hasn't arrived, for the front staircase that is. It still hasn't arrived. I'm hoping that'll arrive today. I'm going to do a quick makeover on the staircase. I've got this lamp to cover with my ribbons. I just wanted to show you some of the ribbons that I got. These are kind of McGee & Co inspired. They were bought from Amazon. They are like a sheer ribbon with a slightly fringed edge. And I've used them all over in the Christmas decor this year and they look absolutely lovely. Like up there on the lamp, I've just used the burgundy to tie a really loose bow from the lamp and it just hangs. Especially when these heating's on, these float around, they look really beautiful. So I'm using this ribbon to cover this lampshade and I'm tackling that by using a little bit of really thin double-sided tape on the internal section of the ring so that I can kind of stick it on the inside and pull it tight and wrap around the whole project. There is a couple of other pieces that I found in the thrift shop this morning, and one of which is this candle, which I thought is beautiful. A glass kind of terrarium with some florals around, and it goes really beautiful. So I'm gonna leave that on the kitchen island, I think, and a few more gift ideas, which I'll show you a little later on. But let's get this done, and it can go back into place in the kitchen. Well, that's another job done for my Christmas decor. This little tree, I picked it up from a charity shop about 4 or 5 years ago. I believe it was an IKEA product many moons ago, and it had a little plastic pot, and I removed the pot because sometimes these items just don't fit in the vessel that you want to put them in. And of course, this one had a really rough sort of plastic faux soil finish and I didn't like it, so I've used some of this gorgeous moss roll, which again I don't know whether it exists anymore, but this was from Dunelm in the UK and I've used it for all sorts of arrangements. It's just so beautiful. So now that covers the plastic base, I can place it in my jardiniere. Now this has been in many of my pictures over the years of my furniture staging, and I love it. It's really heavy, it's kind of metal and gorgeous, the textures on it are beautiful. So this actually fits really beautiful, but there was a little bit of a gap between that plastic top. Now we've filled it with moss, it's good to go. I've got some battery operated lights that I put on the tree, and we have a little bit of Christmas there. And it enables me to place the battery pack in the bottom so I can turn it on and off, and tuck the wires away and place the tree on top of the battery pack. Hang on, let's make sure that's all nice and neat. And it gives it a nice clean feel, so there's no wires showing anywhere else, and in the evening I can just lift the plant out and switch it off. So this is a perfect kind of thrift shop find with some beautiful elegance now with that lovely mossy top. So I did promise you a few other finds for my Christmas gifts this year, and we tried to, with all of our friends, we try to personalise the gifts to them. And we've got a friend that Mr. M does a bit of gardening for, and again, I hope they're not watching, and they love kind of retro, Elvis Presley, diner style items. And Mr. M found this, all boxed up still, a beautiful clock, and it's right up their street, so I'm sure they'll fit that somewhere in their interiors. And it was just £3. So that was a steal, all boxed up, brand new, just needs a bit of a dust, and it's good to go with a few of the other parcels that we've got for them. Also, I've been looking for baskets because I'm making little hampers, and I come across this basket in a charity shop. It had baubles in it. We had to ask them whether we could buy the basket, and in the end they absolutely said yes, and we paid £4, probably a little too much for a basket, but it was the perfect size. I love the handles, and it's going to be perfect for our other friend. This item is, it's for me for Christmas, because I love a bit of blue and white, and I found this jug. How much was that? It doesn't say. I think I paid about £4 again, but it's a beautiful shape and a lovely colour, so I couldn't resist that. Again, you'll probably see that in a furniture project at some point in the staging. So one thing that I mentioned earlier on is personalising the gift for the friend. Again, I've bought more books. I've got Delia Smith's winter collection, and the cover is really Christmassy. I could leave the cover on, but equally on the inside of this book, it's a beautiful red colour. Now that alone in the hamper with a few other items is going to look really, really wonderful. Now this is a little strange. For this particular friend, she collects really beautiful dolls and beautiful babies, and it's her thing. So I thought, why not buy the dolls a gift for Christmas? So the babies are going to all have nice Christmassy outfits. Now she's going to love this, dressing up the babies on Christmas morning. So I pulled some beautiful little dresses that I felt had a Christmas spirit. So we're going to give these a nice wash and put some a lovely smell to them, so they're ready for the babies to wear. I've got a little boy's outfit, I thought, here, a little jumper, Christmas jumper. How much were these? So that was, where is the prices on there? It doesn't say. Oh, £2. So £2 for this lovely little set. There we go. I mean, these would be good. Just, you know, put through the washing machine and ready for a child, because they're perfect, absolutely perfect. And this gorgeous little number, how much was this one? This one was £2. I think they were all £2. So it needs a bit of a, probably a hand wash, this one, and a steaming on the dress. But how lovely is that for Christmas? So her babies are going to be all ready for Christmas. The other thing that I wanted to show you, and kind of, if anybody out there knows anything about books, I don't know much about books because I don't read. I just happened to grab a book from the side of a counter. I just looked at this book and I thought, it's a Harry Potter book. So it's Harry Potter and the Order of Phoenix. This book, I just pulled it out and literally opened it up to like the second page. The book looks absolutely immaculate. If you look at the pages, it is obviously, since it was published quite a while, it's got the dust cover on it, and it's all of the cover is perfect. It barely looks like it's even been, the pages have been turned. But when I opened the book, I literally pulled it out to the third page in, and I looked, and the first thing that I saw, my eyes just zoned in on it, first edition. So I thought, well, anything that's a first edition is going to be worth something, I'm sure. So I did a quick eBay search, and the prices were all over the place. So for one of these, without anything special going on with it, a first edition, it's worth about £60. Now I paid £1 for this book, and there are various different prices going right the way up to £7,000. Now I did a little bit of research, I kept on looking, and the ones that, obviously if there's a signed copy, it's going to be worth a lot of money, but this is not signed, but there is a printing error which makes the price go up, where the ink on this page and the back page is transferred to this page, and you can maybe just see that a little bit there. It has transferred, so it's got the printing error, and also the back of the book, it's also, people that are saying the ones that are worth a lot of money, it's got 2 blank pages at the back, which this has. So if anybody out there knows a bit about Harry Potter books, please pop it in the comments. Have I got myself a £6,000 book or not? Who knows? I'm figuring what I might do as I'm going around the charity shops, I might keep on looking for Harry Potter books and see if I can get a first edition of every copy. That might be fun. So, all that's left now is to wait for the garland to come for the staircase. I'm going to pop that up really quick. I may film that, may not, just out of speed. But I will give you a guided tour once the light goes down, and we'll put all of the Christmas lights on and you can have a little look around the house. Whilst I was waiting for the stair garland to arrive, very impatiently by the way, I decided to paint the coffee table a quick coat of Annie Sloan chalk paint to cover over the previous painted colour. This is Old White, Chateau Grey and Country Grey. It's a mix, and I think it will work really beautifully with my Christmas decor. So I received an email saying that my stair garland was stuck in transit, which is not the best for me because it means the rest of the Christmas decor is going to have to be done in the evenings after work. Never mind, I've still got jobs to do, one of which this clock is being painted with a soft reddish orange, ready to receive some gold paint, which I wanted the clock to be more of a brass finish for the kitchen. And also more Christmas decor. These silver bells, I wanted them to be a brass finish, so I'm killing two birds, one stone. I'm doing them all at the same time. I will be using posh chalk pigments and some gilding wax and some dark wax on the two items, just to give it that really lovely vintage feel.